Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyam La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakakudash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the work. Shall keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Aman. Right? Speaking about Yahweh Shai's return. When Yahweh Shai returns, he's coming back with the clouds. Right? According to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, Yahweh Shai will return in the midst of World War III. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Right? Yahweh Shai is coming back with the clouds. Right? And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, came from the firmament. Right? The thing that separates the waters from the waters. Right? And those multitude of men are soldiers. Right? And they be in the midst of a war. And when their war is popping off, they're going to look up and see Yahweh Shai coming with the clouds. Right? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it, which is a huge chariot. Right? Modern day term, Babylon calls them UFOs or UAPs. Right? It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Well, Salah, I skipped a few verses. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Right? The chariot was so huge, it looked like it took up the whole sky that Ezra was looking at. Right? It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Like that film, what is it? Battle for Los Angeles. Right? In that film, you saw, chariots coming crashing to the earth, and the military was watching it. Was watching the chariots crash to the earth, but they didn't know what it was. And when it was understood that these were, quote unquote UFOs or UAPs, they were scared as hell, because they didn't understand, first off, what was going on, what was happening. They didn't understand if they were able to kill, the beings, right? But yet they continued on. Right? And marched on to, battle. Right? Which shows the pride of Esau Edom. Right? In all films of extraterrestrial content, Esau Edom always finds a way, right, to defeat a life form that's thousands of years ahead of the daughter of Babylon's time. But yet they find a way, right? The pride of Esau, man. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 And verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, lasers, coming from the chariots, plasma beams, whatever you want to call them, coming out the chariots. Right? Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Meaning the chariots tore this place up. The chariots burned everything and anything and anybody that was in its targets. All right.
Okay. Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out. Thanks for providing.
Curiosity kills the cat. All right, Mr. Borland?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is the end of my questioning. I'd like to now recognize Mr. Crane. Okay.
Chariots came and dismantled Esau Edom's tech with ease. I mean, with ease, man. Like, it was no problem at all. And it's not going to be a problem, right? It wasn't a problem, right? The Lord is on his return, man. Esau Edom see it. They've been seeing it, right? They've seen the chariots. They've seen the prophets speak, right? And they know our history. They know who we are. And they also know, it's the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Esau Edom knows, once the Lord's men get to speaking, thus says the Lord, in a bold way, that's contrary to the word, that's not a world, that's not pleasing to the world, right? That the world hates to hear. They already know what time it is, right? Because they know who we are. And they know in times past, let me see. Whenever the Lord put it in his men to go speak, terrible things happen to the world. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right? Esau Edom knows this. All right? And the Lord is showing them, yeah, it's on. That's the big to-do about the 250 year. They understand that their kingdom is on its way out. Over with. It's a wrap. Dun da da. Right? So, yeah, the Lord is working a work. We can clearly see the Lord moving on our behalf. Esau Edom sees it. And that's what all the chaos is about. The chaos that's about to ensue. So don't think this devil just moving just for the GP as far as military being pushed into, domestic, right, cities, which is something unheard of unless it's a real, critical, crucial event happening, right? Don't think he doing that for nothing. Don't think this devil is moving how he's moving for nothing. He's moving how he's moving because it's the book of Revelation. Chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ratazah, you were edified by this. Call Haloyam La Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba Hashem Harakakodash. Shalom Yashalom.